Morning, everybody. It's December 1st, and we're going to talk about our sourcing from our death piles. So, sourcing from ourselves. I have been getting lots of people that are doing a great job tackling their death piles, and they always ask, like, where do I even start? Or I'm overwhelmed and it's just easier to ignore it. And they just, it's just like a never-ending saga. And I get it, I understand it, and I will help you through it. The very first, as you guys know, I have to take my notes on the side here. So when we're talking about our death piles, if we have them, we need to make sure that we're not still sourcing. That's like, I don't know why that's a big pet peeve of mine, but if we have a death pile, we have no business bringing more stuff in. And if it's all crap and you don't want to list it or deal with it because it's bad stuff, well, then even a better reason to get rid of it or to deal with it. So we need to define what is oversourcing for us because it's going to be different for everyone. So just an example for me, I like to keep a 4-week queue, not a death pile, but I like to keep a 4-week queue because since I order most of my stuff, I never know. Sometimes it's a couple weeks to get an order. So I try to keep 4 weeks on hand. But at 350 items I'm listing actively per week, that ends up being like 1,400 more than the items, right? So for about 1,400 items. So that's like $5,600 in inventory if an average $4 buy cost. So at a $4 buy average cost of goods, I have over 4,000, 5,000, $5,600 worth of items sitting there at any given time. And that's if I'm not oversourcing. That's if I just keep my 4-week queue. So that's a lot of money sitting there all the time. And I can't help it. It's just got to kind of be there. So, but if you have a whole bunch of stuff that you haven't counted out or you don't know what you have, how much money do you have sitting there that is and absolutely has no chance of selling if we aren't listing it? So I'm not talking about your organized queue, but you need to know that too, because I know I have the money sitting there and I hate it. So I would say anybody that's got more than a month's worth of queue, you've oversourced. You have too much. We need to get it whittled down and quit sourcing now. If you have like how many everybody always has well, I'm putting stuff aside for a garage sale. I'm putting stuff aside to make a lot. I'm putting stuff aside for and we have every excuse known to man, right? We need to just get rid of it. Like, unless you really think you have a history of really profitable garage sales, clothing, shoes, things of that nature, even junky jewelry doesn't go well at garage sales. So good luck, right? Especially if it's stuff that isn't good enough to list in our eBay store, it's gonna be hard to get rid of at a garage sale. So let's just clean it out of our world and our life because it does weigh on us mentally. At least it does for me. If I have a bunch of stuff that I haven't processed, it drives me crazy and it just sits there and it stares at me and it's judging me and I can tell. And plus, all I see is money just heaped up in the corner. So know what you have, know how much we have on hand, how much do you need on hand. And then also, I think it's a good idea to turn it into dollar signs. If we calculate it out, okay, I have 2,000 items and my average cost of good is $5. Well, how much money is that? It's a lot, right? That's the easy part, really, guys. That's the easy part is figuring that out. The harder part is where do I start? What do I do with it? I don't want to deal with it. But I say bring it all into one space. So easier said than done. But I mean, if I start feeling overwhelmed, because sometimes I'll buy 2 or 3 states at the same time, when it rains, it pours type of thing. I'll be like almost out of inventory and then I'll get like 3 at one time. And then I'm overwhelmed because it's just everywhere and I feel like I have no control over it. Bring it all into one space. It should always be able to be in one room. And if you have where you can't put it in one room, you've got a problem bigger than that, right? So bring it into one space. And then for one, it makes you have to stare at it if you got it all in one space. If you've got stuff here, there, and everywhere, and all the way drugged through our house and in our garage and in a storage unit, we just have it everywhere, you've got a problem. We've got a problem. And I don't, if I will absolutely help you get through it, but I don't want to hear any more like, well, I happened to be at this estate sale and look what I found. You didn't happen to be in an estate sale. You didn't happen to be inside Goodwill. We didn't happen to be bidding on high bid, right? You have to be intentionally going out and doing those things. So if we're running businesses, we don't happen to find ourselves at estate sales if we have piles of stuff in our house to list. So get it all in one spot and then break it down into boxes or totes. So I don't expect you to sit there with a big, huge mound in front of you and just knock it all out one day. It's not realistic. It will make you quit. You won't deal with it. You just will shove it back in the closet or wherever you got it from. So first it's in one space, and then I want you to take it into boxes or totes and fill them up. Don't cherry pick, don't look. We're not even looking at what we have right now. We're just filling up those boxes. And then we're going to take those down one by one. Maybe get a count on how many you have, but one by one, right? We're just going to take one box at a time, one tote at a time, whatever it is, and just say, okay, I'm going to do one a day. That is super doable. I don't care what you sell. You can do one tote a day because we're not listing it. We're just going through it. And then I want you to sort like I do. When I get an estate in or I get a bulk in, for one buyer, I get sometimes 100 pounds, sometimes even 200 pounds at one time. That's a lot of jewelry, right? And I can get it knocked out in a couple hours. It just, I hit it, I go through it. I'm not precious about it. And I'm never putting stuff to the side to decide later. That's like a killer for us. Well, maybe, or you put it in the lot or the junk pile, and you're like, oh, but maybe I should list it, and you pull it back out. If you've already put it over there, it needs to go because your initial reaction was this isn't good enough. So while we're going back through our stuff, our death piles or our, whatever you want to call it anything but money piles. I hate that. It's not a money pile. It's, yeah, you're right. It's your money pile. It's your money pile that already went out the door. So pick it up really quick. Would you buy this item if it was sitting in a estate sale at your average cost of goods? So if my average cost of goods is $5, would I pick this up and buy it today? Would I make that decision? And if the seller in you that's today would not pick up that item again, it's got to go. And it's okay that happens. I mean, it's not okay that we let it build up, but it's okay. But don't put it in your store just because it's paid for. Because then you're going to be doing a store review 6 months down the road and your store's going to be full of junk, right? Or all of a sudden we do the eBay fee calculator together and you're losing money. But then you know what you guys will tell me? But it's free because I already paid for it a long time ago in that lot. That is like the biggest lie everybody wants to tell themselves. I already paid for it a long time ago in that lot. It already paid for itself twice over. You paid for it, guys. You freaking paid for it. It's your average cost of goods is what it cost you. You didn't already pay for it in that lot a long time ago. Yeah, okay. So choose and say, yes, I would pick this up item again. Then it goes in the to list box. Does it meet all your sourcing rules that we're going to go over tomorrow in the group? Does it meet your sourcing rules? And if it doesn't, don't list it, right? It goes in the donate, or you could create lots through that box. That one box, you can make a lot, right? Lot it, goes to the thrift store. That's it. Those are your only options. So if you wouldn't, right? So if you wouldn't, then it's okay. We're not beating ourselves up. This isn't punishment, but we need to remember what it was so we're not picking up again. If all of a sudden you're going through your jewelry and it's like, wow, I picked up a lot of Sarah Coventry that wasn't good. I had a lot of this low dollar Avon. God forbid you picked up some paparazzi, right? If any of those things happen to you, just don't do it again. Okay. Make a big lot, make a junk box. I sold four flat rate boxes went out this morning that I sold. And it was total junk. And most of it was modern junk, which is even worse, that had some paparazzi in it that came in my bulk lot, right? So just don't make any excuses on why you should list it, right? Because I already paid for it, I already got it, it's here, I might as well, all those things we tell each other. So if you would put it in today, let's put it in the list box. If not, and then when that box to donate is full or that garbage bag or whatever you're doing, you go put it in your car. We're not going to set these boxes to donate around our house. We're going to carry it out to our car because now you're going to have instant gratification because you have your space back and it's done. It's in your car. And if you want to fill your car full of Goodwill donation boxes, that's not my problem. I'm out when it comes to once it makes it to your car, it's not my problem anymore. I don't care what you do with it. If you make a lot, it's got to go when you're done with that box, unless you're doing a second box. We don't have boxes that have babies of boxes. Because then you know what you do? You have boxes of junk. And who the heck wants all of our junk anyway? Right? Unless it's in a true junk box. But I see so many lots on eBay that are like really bad things that nobody wants 6 of. Nobody wants 6 of your really crappy bangles. Nobody really wants 6 green items. Nobody really wants that anyway. And then they're going to sit there. And then you're going to have this whole process start over when you're pulling it out of your store. So if you wouldn't buy it, maybe we shouldn't try to make lots, you know what I mean? Like the subpar lots aren't really very great either. Like just put them in a junk box and call it a day. I sold like a couple junk boxes this weekend for over $100 a box, medium flat rate box. Stuff full, but it's gone. It's out of my life. It's gone. So don't do these maybe piles. These maybe, or if I put five more really bad things with them, then I can make a lot. No, if it's bad, it's bad. Now you just did five bad things. So don't cherry pick. Do not pull out of that and go, "Ooh, I'm gonna list this tomorrow by itself." Nope. It goes in the queue. So we're not cherry picking either. So it's because also if you're gonna dread listing it, then maybe it just wasn't meant to be anyway, right? We all have things that get in our queues, then we just really don't want to list it anyway. Well, then it probably shouldn't be listed. And that's okay, right? This isn't supposed to be punishment. This is supposed to be where you feel really good when you're done with it. And you might say, well, there's nothing good in there. That's why I'm still sourcing. Well, then we have to deal with it and just get rid of it. I think sometimes we hesitate getting rid of it because it feels like, well, I blew my money. We already did. You already did that. You already blew your money. You already got rid of that hard-earned cash. It's gone. You already did. And you putting that bad stuff in your store is not going to make it better. It's going to make it worse. Just cut your ties with it. Remember what it was and let it go, right? But if it's good stuff, then we're going to put in our queue. And now we don't have to source for X amount of days because we have good stuff that went in our queue from the pile of money we already spent. And then when you're all the way through it, guys, you're all the way through it, you got to know how many items are in our queue, or we just have a mess. Like how many days worth of inventory do we have left to list? How many items do we have in our pile to list? And then I want you to assign them your average cost of goods money value. Because then every time you see your queue or a pile, you see money, which is what it is, right? I know I have $5,000 staring at me. I know it. That motivates me every day to list because otherwise, if I'm not actively chipping away at it every day, I just like clicked it. Yeah, I just spent my money on a bunch of stuff to sit and collect dust, right? So make this according to how you like if you are retired and maybe you've accumulated some things, and then I'm going to hear, well, I inherited it, somebody gave it to me, I didn't pay for it anyway, it's not taken, I have all the space. Oh my goodness, I get that all the time. But I have all the space, it's fine. No, it's taking up space for your family that your family could be using, but it's full of your junk, right? So if you're just pack ratting it away and it's full of your junk and you could be utilizing that space for something else, like crazy things like parking our car in our own garages, things like that, those crazy things, or being able to actually have somebody stay in the spare bedroom. I mean, I realize I'm stretching a little bit, but come on, it's things we could do, right? So if you're not able to do those things because it's full of the free stuff, the donated stuff, the inherited stuff, it's not free. It's costing you space and it's costing you mental clutter. I guarantee that some of you guys have rooms you walk by and just assume the door's closed because you don't want to deal with it. You don't want to look at it. You just want to ignore it. Right. And if you have those things, that's taking up mental space and it's causing you mental clutter because you're ignoring the situation because it's not good. That's why we ignore it, right? We throw piles of well, I'm gonna have a garage sale later. I'm gonna donate this later. I'm gonna deal with this later. Make the later now, right? If we get it all in one space and then we put them in the boxes, now at least we have a stack of organized boxes and we can just take one box at a time and sort it. That's a lot more doable than walking by that pile, right? I mean, I've had to do this with estates and stuff. I've had crazy estates like filling on my car and then I've just chip away one at a time. But I've turned that into money. But I'm also not sourcing while I'm doing it. If you find yourself sourcing out of habit, or I might miss this great deal, trust me, there'll be more deals. Or this is what I do for fun. Okay, well then quit calling it a business if we're just doing it for fun. If it's because I go to the bins every Thursday because that's what I do, stop it. You don't get to go to the bins until your pile's done. You've already spent that money. You spent Thursday's money a year ago. There's people that I know for a fact have spent 2 years of their sourcing money. They should be sourcing for years. And then it's, well, I only get the good stuff right now. No, we don't get to do that either. You owe it to yourself to stop spending money until the money you already spent is dealt with, either listed or gone. And that's just like the biggest financial headache I see with resellers when I'm coaching or when I'm trying to consult on a store or whatever. It's like, why are we just continuously bringing more stuff in our house when we haven't dealt with stuff we already have? And a lot of times it's, well, there's nothing good. Okay, well then get rid of it. Get rid of it. Then you can go again. But I think it's, I'm just so black and white with the sourcing thing. I don't love doing it. I don't, it's not a hobby for me. It's just business. And if we are living off this money, we're paying bills with this money, it needs to be a business for you too. And quit calling them money piles and quit calling them investment piles. And because that's not what they are, right? Well, your money's there. That's true. So let's deal with these things. You're going to feel so much better when you deal with it. You're going to feel so much better when it's under control. And when you have your space back and when you start moving this stuff out and you never see it again, I feel like my junk boxes I make, as soon as they're sealed up and those boxes ready to ship, they don't need to be sold. As soon as they're sealed up, ready to ship, and I've got them nice and neat and contained, and then I've got them listed, I feel so much better because it's just dealt with. And you're not going to remember that $14.99 bracelet that, God, I really should have pulled that back out. You're not going to remember it. You're not going to regret putting it in there because it's going to be out of your way and it's going to be gone. And then when you can start sourcing again because you have money, because once the stuff starts selling, the money comes back to you. And now your bank account's getting fat while you're listing the stuff you already bought. That's a great feeling when you're able to stack some cash. But as long as that's like this morning, I had to order boxes, guys, and I cringed. I hate it. I hate spending money. I just hate it. I just would rather watch it grow. I hate it. I just don't like it. But I had to buy boxes, and that's a good reminder for everybody to buy boxes because I had to go 3 different locations online to find anywhere that had my boxes in stock. They were gone. So shipping supplies, I think, are running a little skimpy right now. So get them ordered. But I appreciate you guys listening to me rant. Tomorrow, as a group, we went through 2 weeks worth of talking about business rules and what they mean and what we expect out of ourselves in the rules. Let's go through and talk about the sourcing part. Let's talk about what your rules are going to be for yourself. And we don't have to wait till 2026 to make it happen. This is just something we do as a group every year. We talk about our business rules. Let's talk about our business rules. They are your rules. There's no right or wrong rules, but they're in the group, in the file section. It'll say business rules 2026. Please look at the file. We'll go over and hopefully everybody can share their sourcing rules tomorrow, and I will too. If you're interested in joining us as a group, we meet every Monday through Thursday, and we actually interact a lot. We talk amongst ourselves and everything, but when I tell them I'm recording, then everybody hides. So Monday through Thursday we meet, we have a different topic every day, and then we also have the Facebook page, so check us out on Patreon, Reseller Revenue.